What up to the creed, man? What up to the creed, man? Hey, I'm finna put something on you so cold. I had to slide in here real quick just to talk to y'all, about some quick points. So, what I wanted to touch on quick was the fact that you gonna always be on defense if you don't learn how to go fight in court for yourself. You're gonna always be on defense. You're gonna always be on the receiving end. You're gonna always be the one taking punches instead of throwing punches, bro. Like, for real. And why do I say this? Because there's a not that I believe in these courts in any way, because they're all corrupt. They're all corrupt. These prosecutors, the state, corrupt. The judges, corrupt. Not that I believe in that, but I'm just saying you're never going to advance forward sitting there with your guard up just taking punches. Like, you should know that from martial arts, from boxing, fighting, whatever the case is. You have to go on the offense at some point, or you will eventually crumble. That's just what it is. So it's a lot of people talking about avoiding court, whatever the case is, but at the same time, they're still talking about filing federal lawsuits or suing or using fee schedules or making the cops pay, or the department or the city pay in some way or fashion. Let me tell you that is not going to happen if you skip out on state court. If they give you some tickets and you skip out on state court, and then they enter a default judgment for you, is no way you gonna be able to get any federal remedy, because anybody that's even got close to dealing with federal court. First of all, how many of y'all have ever had any case in federal court? I could raise my hand and say I have. I've already dealt with the federal court. I've already dealt with trying to sue somebody, trying to sue the city or the department or whatever the case is. So I can already tell you somewhat of how they operate. And I know for a fact, in probably all states, but the majority of states, I know this. If the state court situation does not go in your favor, then you have no right to sue in the federal court regarding that same incident. So say you feel like the cops violated your rights, blah, 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 whatever the case is, and they give you some tickets and you skip court, and then they enter a default judgment and just call you guilty or whatever the case is, or no contest or whatever the case is, you cannot sue them in federal court because the charges weren't dismissed or you weren't found innocent. So it didn't go in your favor. It has to go in your favor for you to be able to sue in federal court. So the only way I could see you being able to sue the city or the police department or whatever in federal court for violating your rights is if you have a situation or a traffic stop in which they don't give you any tickets. Okay, now in that situation, you might be able to take that to federal court without any court situation, because there was never no court situation in the first place. You the one that created the court situation. So it kind of already went in your favor because you never got a ticket in the first place. So I just wanted to say that real quick to let y'all know that if you out here talking about, you gonna hit them with this or this for violating your rights, or you gonna use your fee schedule on them or whatever the case is not gonna work if you skip the state court and they enter a default judgment on you as guilty or no contest. It's not gonna work. I'm telling y'all that right now. But I just wanted to let y'all know that for those of y'all that might be thinking about using your fee schedule against them or suing them in federal court to get punitive damages or compensatory damages, whatever the case is. I'm just letting you know that ahead of time before you think you finna skip state court and they finna call you guilty on these tickets and you think you're gonna have a section 1983 lawsuit against them. It's not gonna work. I'm just telling you that. But I'm out, man. Stay up.